What's up, honeys? It's KingBritneyChanel. You already know, and I'm back with another video. In this video, I'm going to be discussing how to recognize that you're dealing with a cheater. And before we get started, I definitely want you to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and hit all notifications for this channel. And let's get into the commentary on this. Right, y'all, don't miss out on my latest videos. Hit that notification bell so that you could be, notified every time I put out a video, as well as frequent the channel so that my videos can be recommended to you. Now, we're gonna talk about these cheaters. Honey, they a lie and the truth ain't in them. And I'm sure a lot of folks have dealt with this in life, dealt with people that's not necessarily trying to be honest or whatever. So as a young woman, I'm trying to give y'all my perspective from a woman's perspective, how to recognize if a man is cheating. That's the only perspective I could give, as well as, women play games too. I feel like, personally, in my opinion, they're a little better at it than men. But I'm gonna be giving y'all, men, you can apply this to some women too. Maybe they play these type of games. But, I'm primarily talking about men. But, take what you could get out, this conversation. And then, y'all, if I'm missing these signs on how to recognize if you're dealing with a cheater, y'all go ahead and let me know signs that y'all have encountered in the comment section below. Because don't nobody want to be cheated on, and we want, to kick game and put people on. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm going to tell y'all, who these signs, honey, people be really trying it. And hopefully when you hear these signs of, recognizing that a person more than likely could be trying to play games or cheat on you, then you could just stop it in its tracks, okay? So this is the number one telltale sign that I've seen a lot of women go through, coming up, in college and all kind of stuff. You have, homegirls or friends. This is the number one right here. If a dude and you meet a dude and he trying to run game and he say that he want to be low-key about his relationship, or I don't do social media, and his explanation to you as to why he doesn't want to be social media official or let the world know about the relationship between you and him, that is a telltale sign that he's more than likely cheating. Because typically I could get you being on social media and you saying, look, I don't want every aspect of our relationship on social media, the details, don't nobody needs to know what's going on between me and you. But a man that's proud of his woman, or has nothing to hide, is going to broadcast to the world that he is with this individual and he has nothing to hide. Typically, if a dude is oh, I don't like everybody in my business and I don't do social media type of dude, he's entertaining other females to where he doesn't want you to mess up what he has going on with other females. So that's a telltale sign. And then too, I've heard females tell me that dudes be trying to kick that game about that social media. Oh, I don't have social media. Where, boo, in 2019? He may not have a social media according to you, but if we log in from that, if we log in from homegirl account, your friend account, and we look him up by his nickname or email or phone number, do that little reverse lookup, because I told y'all, women is FBI, CIA status when it comes to this stuff. You got to make sure dudes is not running game, because they will tell you, oh, I don't do social media, but they know everything about what's going on Twitter, Instagram, and stuff like that. They cap. They got social media. They just not letting you on that social media because they trying to either hide the fact that they could be in a relationship with somebody else, or they may let you on their social media, but then block things that you could see. Or, speaking of them trying to get your relationship to be a secret, right? They may not post you publicly on social media because they don't want you to interfere with other women that they got. And if a guy is not, if he on social media single, and ready to mingle, and you ain't posting nowhere on his social media, but you posting him all day, every day, chances are you not the only one, boo. I'm just keeping it real. Dudes be running mad game on social media with other social media. If they really a player for real, they gonna have other social media accounts. Like they might have the one that they girl is on, and they may have another one that they side girl or whoever, or side girls that they meet and off of the internet or whatever app they on, to where it has restricted access to where if he talk about one, the other one is not going to see. But see, the way social media is set up, a lot of these dudes that be running game on social media get caught, especially on Facebook. And for an example of this is how they get caught on Facebook cheating. You could be friends. Let's say a guy introduced you to his friends and family, or y'all got mutual friends, right? You don't have to be friends with the girl the guy is messing with. Like, he may not even have that girl on his social media page, right? So Facebook be like, when you get on social media, right? It be like, oh, Jaquan was tagged in such and such, or a mutual friend of Jaquan liked a picture. So you clicking it, you like, when was this? Who is this? So Facebook makes sure you see big and bold when stuff is going down. So that's why it's not good to cheat on social media. It's not good to cheat at all. But you know, most dudes is not player status the way they think they are, or most girls just go for the okie doke. And you gotta get, you know, a special push or hit to game when you see it. Now, speaking of social media, a guy is more than likely a cheater if you see him on Instagram, Facebook, and they're loving and hearting pictures and stuff all day, every day, and they supposed to be in a relationship with you. They're cheating, because what's happening is, this is like, you know, let's say you're doing a house remodel, right? And the painter got to mud and prime the walls before they paint. So what the dude is doing is, he's setting the foundation by leaving 30 likes and loving photos. Because it's honestly like, if you're in a relationship, what are you loving or liking about other girls' pictures? Like, I don't know about y'all, but as a woman, don't no female want to be out in the street looking stupid and you out liking and loving photos. What do you love about those photos? Especially if you see that they're liking like those Instagram model type of girls, and girls that don't look like you and stuff like that. Or like, basically girls that, you know, a lot of these dudes, they just be thirsty on girls' pictures, and they trying to lay the foundation, lay the bricks for them to get up in the DMs, basically, and have you looking stupid, basically. So they already committing adultery and lust in their mind. So it's like, what would stop them from cheating? They're trying to lay the foundation. They trying to get that girl to think about them, and, you know, have them on their mind, so it'll be easier when they slide in the DMs. So you already know that you're dealing with a cheater. If you see a guy that all he's doing is on social media perusing, like he's going grocery shopping, but shopping for who DMs he trying to slide up in, or who he trying to slide up in, then you already know that dude more than likely is going to be a cheater. I don't know what else to say about that one. Now, if a dude is doing this, like, I'm gonna do a whole separate video on ghosting, but let me just give y'all the overview on what ghosting is. Ghosting is when a guy just goes MIA, and it could be for like, more than likely it's because the dude is a cheater and he has to be preoccupied and entertain the other person or other people's that he's messing with. So how a dude will ghost is like, y'all having a good, what you think is the relationship, or, you know, building a relationship or getting to know each other, and this is how you could tell that he's a cheater, because he's ghosting, but he'll go MIA. But this is the way that you tell, though, if he's playing games. If a guy just starts coming up with these weird, catastrophic excuses, like he's saying stuff like the roof done caved in, if he's saying stuff like, I gotta work late and there's no extra ends on that paycheck, or you know that he's not in a serious like supervisory position to where the world is ending and he's making it seem like he's the sole one that has to fix the problems at work, and you know that he's a basic dude at work, okay, that's a sign that the dude is probably cheating on you. Like, he got to come up with an excuse. You working, but you ain't working what you should be working. So he Jane Fonda basically. Okay, so that's, you know, if a person, because listen, they always try to represent it like when they cheating, oh, I'm on my grind, I gotta make this money, because cheaters always want to seem like they doing something, or they want you to believe that they're doing something noble. And basically, that's foul people always do that. They always want to act like they so noble, or they doing something like to kind of maybe convince themselves. But if you a woman that already peeped through game, if they're not receiving extra money on their paycheck, then you pretty much know that that working late excuse and the rest of that stuff, or I'm talking about stuff they make plans with you and it's always no follow through, they're cheating. Because a person cannot be in two places at one time. We are not like Yahweh, the Most High God, who is omnipresent, omniscient. We don't know everything. So a person that's juggling more than one person, they have to make themselves available to who they have to make themselves available to. That's where that ghosting stuff come in. They gonna ghost you because they got to mess around with the person that they messing around with. Or if they got more than one girl, they gotta be with you this day, this you the other day, the other person the next day, and they trying to juggle, you know, keeping all these people together. But that ain't nothing but a, honey, that's a spirit. That's a spirit, because only Lil Henry would have you doing that. You know, the Most High God gives you peace and rest. You feel me? That's taking an enormous amount of energy to keep up with different names, different dates, different times you're supposed to meet. You doing too much, okay? You doing too much. And in 2020, ladies, we gonna peep game. So basically, they got you as an option. Anytime like a dude also where they're secretive and vague about aspects of their life, okay? The purpose of dating somebody is to get to know somebody, and basically that involves a little bit of vulnerability. Yeah, so basically you have to be vulnerable when you're dating somebody, and that vulnerability involves sharing to get to know one another. So if a person is just leaving out, you know, details about their life, that's a sign that they don't want you to know certain aspects of things, and that you could potentially be an option, and they don't want to just open up that far with you, because then you'll be hip to game. And a lot of times cheaters actually tell on themselves when they're telling you these stories about their exes. They might position it like they're bad mouthing their ex, but you have to pay attention to that, because if a dude is immoral or his moral compass is off, he's going to be a cheater. So those stories when he's telling you about his ex, like, oh, she was a bad person and she was this and this and this and we didn't work because of this, that's more than likely a sign that that person is going to be a cheater, because they're not a moral person. They don't care about, you know, other people's feelings, or they don't care about how they're coming across or how they're representing themselves even to you. Because a failed relationship is like you leaving a job and it may not have been the right fit for you, right? So a person that's moral and they don't want to get into gossipy situations about their ex, all they're going to say is, you know, it just didn't work out for, you know, for whatever reason. And, you know, I don't look at it like it's a bad thing. I just look at it as like it's an experience. And, you know, sometimes we work for people and sometimes we're in a season, and we're in a season, and that person may have been sent for a season. You know, you live, you learn, you grow. But if they're sitting there telling you like, oh, you know, like if they position in stories like this, and this is what men typically do, they position their ex like their ex is like this bad person or villain or something like that, right? And they trying to get sympathy from you because you'll be more willing, like let's say if they are still messing with the ex, you'll be more willing to be Captain Sava, HOE, okay? Because you sitting there like, oh, well, this girl was a bad person, let me fix him. Y'all want to be Bob the Builder out here. I keep trying to tell these folks, you cannot fix him, sis. You are not going to be the one. So don't be out here trying to fix no man. Like, no ma'am. Men gotta go through their process and get built up. They gotta go off into the world and they gotta do what they gotta do. That's not your job. You will ruin yourself trying to do that. And a damaged man surely will ruin you in the process, honey, of you trying to hold on to something or trying to fix somebody. You will get cheated on and so much more if you play them games with yourself. But they'll position these stories of sympathy, or they'll try to make it seem like the other person is a bad person, and then they'll take no responsibility. And typically, a lot of times people cheat, they have like selfish reasons for why they cheat. Like, oh, the girl wasn't giving me enough attention, or, you know, they try to position these stories like, oh, well, you know, she was tripping because I had to work all the time to get this money. So they're already trying to set up a story in their mind. And if they'll do it to another woman, then they'll do that to you. So that already is letting you know that they're immoral and they're not a person that cares about other people. And that's gonna let you know, if they'll deal treacherously with somebody else, then that means that that's their character. And when it comes to dating men, character is everything. Because if they're an immoral person, then that means that they are used to immoral acts, and cheating and adultery and lust and all of that stuff, that all of that go together. So if they wasn't faithful in, you know, they past relationships, you got to look at the track record. A lot of times other females be trying to come for other females when that sort of stuff be happening. Sis, I'm trying to look at the resume. Let me call for some references. What was going on with that? So when they sit in there telling you those stories about how their ex is a bad person, you need to be like putting that in your mind, stuff that they're saying, because men a lot of the times will have Freudian slips. Like, see, they think they playing games with you, but I'm telling you, women, if y'all get into psychology, you will be able to really, really, really stop them games from being played and stop, you know, that manipulation from happening. Because they trying to, a lot of times these men that be cheating be trying to misrepresent themselves. Like, they make themselves the good guy, the self-proclaimed good guy, and all the while they're the reason why a lot of their relationships ain't go right. Because it's always the other person's side in a relationship, and then the truth is somewhere in between. And so if they coming up with all these stories, oh yeah, you know, I was a hard worker, and you know, she was mad I was always at work, and then the dude is giving you those same type of excuses like, oh, I'm at work and I gotta grind, that's more than likely that person was using those excuses to maybe cheat on the girl, and maybe the girl wasn't having it. Like, it ain't that much work in the world. You feel me? And if you was working all that hard, you would have some M's going on, okay? So when dudes start trying to do that misrepresentation of themselves and other people, that's a sign that the person is going to be a cheater. If they sitting there trying to cap about the type of work that they do, if they sitting there trying to cap about, you know, just stupid little stuff, like they lie. Lying has something to do about character and morality. If they'll lie about something small, they'll lie about something big. If you give somebody an inch, they will take a mile, folks. They will try it with you. They will try it. Now, speaking of this whole like ghosting situation, like another sign a person is a cheater is if they're not texting you or calling you for days, but you look on social media. Once again, it's social media stuff, yo. And you see that they're alive because they done posted a post, but they just haven't contacted you. And so that's how you know more than likely something is going on. I'm telling you, these dudes with these stories, they car done broke down. Honey, they gotta go rescue the work building. They gotta do an overnight shift and work and all that. Honey, these excuses and these lies has something to do about character. So if a person is just not calling, if a person is not calling you too, because it's easy when a person is cheating on you just to send a text, but if they're not calling you, that means that they don't want whoever is around to hear them talking to you. So if they only calling at certain times, also if they only seeing you at certain times where they only able to like meet you late at night and stuff like that, that person is probably creeping. If that person is only able to see you like an hour at a time and stuff like that, or maybe like 30 minutes, but it's always around the same type of time, they creeping on somebody. So, you know, like how Beyonce said in that song, honey, in Destiny's Child, let me put some respect on Destiny's Child name. When Destiny's Child had that song, Say My Name, and Beyonce was like, you know, say my name, say my name. If no one is around you, you know, and you ain't acting shady, then say my name, basically. So dudes don't be wanting to, no, they don't want whoever the other person is to hear you talking on the phone to them, because then they got to do all these explanations and stuff like that. And a lot of the times, these excuses and the stuff that these dudes be pulling be so like, oh my God, it's so obvious. And it's just like, I just don't see how people just, OMG, no. Now, let me get to one aspect, okay? And this is no shade, no disrespect. But if a dude has kids and he's trying to talk to you and the kids are fresh, what I mean is fresh, that means that they are newborn age. They might be like baby toddler type of thing. They fairly new to this world. Okay, they beautiful blessings, but they fairly new to this world. And you know, this is not to say that all people that have kids be doing this, but if the guy recently had kids with somebody, more than likely they're going to be a cheater. Because why is it that they didn't work out the commitment to their family, but they're trying to pursue you? You feel what I'm saying? That's a person that, and if they got more than one baby mama, honey, they got some commitment issues. So more than likely they're gonna be a cheater. And then this is no shade, but this is why one of my rules is that I don't date people that have children, for that very reason, because it'd be a lot of infidelity and people be wanting you to be, and you know, love triangles and all this crazy stuff. I don't have time, and I have time for it, love. I don't have time, okay? So, you know, you be wanting to tell people, go on, honey, go, no. So if a person, you know, guys, even if this is a girl, right? If she, you know, just was with child with somebody or whatever, emotions is fairly new and fairly high, honey, you need to be a little bit, I would say, alert to that, because people try to play those games. Oh, I want to work my family out, when them kids is very young like that. So if a person, you know, you might be able to talk to a person if the children are a little bit older, you know, probably around 9, 10 or something like that, where it's been some substantial time where they've had time to get over the person and all that. But if the person, like I said, if the child is fairly new to this world, honey, do not even play yourself and get yourself involved with that. Now, that's not to say like every guy might be like that, but more than likely, why is that person not trying to work out their commitment with their family? Because, you know, I'm gonna have to do a whole podcast, not on YouTube, but about, you know, soul ties and people. You know, a lot of people think that marriage is on paper. Not necessarily. Like, it's a lot of people out here that's adulterous and they married to other people and stuff like that, and you don't want to get yourself jammed up with that. Like, people be thinking that they married on paper to somebody and they really an adulterer in the eyes of Yahweh, because they married to somebody because they already consummated a union before they got married, and they consummated that union by you know. So anywho that's a whole nother video. I'm not gonna get into that, but yeah, you don't want to get caught up. That's a telltale sign. Like, why you not trying to work it out and trying to be committed to your family and your obligations and stuff like that? That's a telltale sign. And yeah, I do know that relationships sometimes they do not work out, but you have to be mindful of the character, once again, of the individual that is trying to pursue you or to talk to you. Because, I mean, every excuse under the sun is what somebody is going to use to try to finesse you out of whatever they trying to finesse you out of, man. I'm telling you, the game is real out here. The game don't change, only change is the players. Honey, y'all got to be on that Meg the Stallion. You thinking you a player, he a player on the team. Y'all better get hip to the game so that you don't get got. Okay? You better get hip to the game for real. Cause dudes be out here running. Listen, if they run game on you, you got to run more game than the NFL running back. Okay, you need to be on it. Okay, so that you can see it from a mile, see the red flags from a mile away, so that when somebody just try it, it's just stop right in its tracks. Like, let me stop you, boo boo. Listen, let me stop you. You better throw, y'all better throw that raid little thing over there and watch them scatter, honey. You better watch these little bugs and critters scatter, because the games that be played is just like, are you serious? Are you serious? I mean, let's do the overview, because I think I got a lot of things that I covered. We talked about the ghosting and when men is just missing in action for no reason, because it's like, if you pursuing other people or entertaining other people or preoccupied with other people and trying to juggle all these folks like it's the circus, because that's clown behavior, then you are not going to be able to be available to all of the people at one time. So therefore, you're going to have to come up with clown-like excuses. If a guy is trying to be secretive about your relationship, he's playing games, he's more than likely to be a cheater. If he's saying he working late, ain't no extra money, ain't no extra nothing on the check, he ain't giving you extra gifts and stuff like that, and ain't trying to do surprise trips and stuff, more than likely cheating. If he's talking about he ain't got social media, and then he know a lot about social media, more than likely cheating. So it's so much, honey. Like, these dudes be out here doing the game. If they got fairly fresh relationships with other people and they trying to pursue you, and it's not enough time to have gotten over the person, more than likely they gonna be a cheater. And you could tell that by, like, the children that they have, how old the children are. Number two, you could tell that by, if you ask them, well, when was your last relationship, or when did, was you talking to somebody else? And men typically do not go long periods of time without talking to people of the opposite. Okay, so that's just me being real about it. Women is different. We wire different. So men are more physical. We're more emotional. We more emotional and on the intellectual side. They more on the physical side. So they are protectors, security. They're physically, they like, visible and physical interests. Women, we are like more emotionally invested, and we see the vision, and we planning out the plan. They, set the plan in motion, and they the strength to the plan. So when it comes to them, I just don't believe that they're not talking to other people. That's rare that happens, because of how men are wired, like the physical side of men and how they're wired. So to me personally, these are a lot of the signs, honey. Like I said, if they hide in that phone, if you touch the phone and they jumping across the couch, like you somewhere, honey, they jumping across the couch and sitting there like they doing the long jump and all this other stuff, like they at the Olympics, honey, you know what time it is. You just know what time it is. They more than likely doing something. If they taking their phone with them to the bathroom and all this other stuff, if they trying to look, if they trying to look a little different, but they basic, like maybe they just like a cornball type of guy, and they a cornball type of guy, and you notice that they start trying to look a little cooler, or they done went and got their hair cut after shave, trying to look a little different. They don't dress like that normally with you, but they trying to get all dressed and cologned out to go to random places. That's a no. More than likely, who are you trying to look good for? And you're not trying to look good on an average basis for the person that's at the crib. Now, women, it's a little different, because a lot of the times, women put emphasis into beautification and stuff like that on a regular basis. Not every woman, but a lot of women do. So with that, man, I don't really know what to tell you. Now, if it's new, like, I would say pink stuff, or, outfits that she ain't pulling out for you, then that might be a sign that it's somebody else that she trying to impress. Or, you just gotta walk a fine line with that. But when a man be doing it, like, you know, he normally be having pizza stains and stuff on his shirt, and you know, he normally is wearing, you know, socks and mandals and stuff like that, and then you see him going to get a haircut, and he done went and got Jordans and stuff like that, and aftershave and cologne to go to the basic of places. Nah, he's trying to get beautiful. He got beautification and trying to get handsome measures to attract a new person. Or this is why I feel like women shouldn't try to Bob the Builder no man. Or if a man ain't got nothing, then you need to wait till he has something, because you are the prize. In the situation, God said he will find it for wife, find it for good thing. And that's not to say that men ain't valuable, honey, but women, you need to know your worth and your value. If a man don't have nothing to bring to the table and you try to build that man while he's broke, more than likely he gonna end up cheating, because you built him, and now your stock value, other women is kind of looking to the side like, okay, well, why do she want him? And other women might be attracted to that dude because you giving up your stock value to be with somebody that is on a broke status behavior. Also, if you build a person, a lot of the times, if a dude is in like low times, right, Roman noodles and stuff is gonna be everything to them. But as soon as they climb up out of the low place, you see what these dudes do. They go and get the woman that basically, or the woman that's like the BMW status, or the filet mignon, creme de la creme. Okay, they go and get that, the woman that did not want to mess with them when they didn't have nothing. So women be thinking they're gonna be the rider, and you gonna get used. That's just typically what happens. That's dudes end up cheating. Because when they didn't have nothing, they didn't have access to them options. And now you get them together, they get them options. It's like how what happened to Vivica and Vivica friend and Tuka play that game. Or she kind of like, one of them, she fixed the dude up, fixed his teeth up and all that. The dude, I think, was Bobby Brown, and fixed his teeth all up, and then he ended up creeping and all that. So you fix a dude up that don't have nothing, he probably gonna be creeping, because now he have more options to do so. Because you done gave him stock value from yourself. You was fly. You was the one that had yourself together. He didn't have nothing when you met him. He wasn't looking for love. He was looking for somewhere to stay. So, honey, that's just my views on this cheating stuff. If I missed anything, honey, y'all let me know in this comment section down below. It's KingBritneyChanel. I will see y'all on the next video. Women, stay vigilant out here. Pray for discernment. And this is why, before I get up out of here, this is why you got to involve Yahweh in your life. Because just because somebody lied or cheated on you, that could have been your blessing to stop dealing with somebody before you was in a permanent situation with somebody. Or even if you did deal with somebody that maybe could have been a serial cheater or, liar, you can always level up like Sierra did on Future. You can always do that. So it's never too late. Just keep Yahweh involved in your dating life. Pray and be like, Lord, if this person is not for me, move them away from me, because I want your perfect divine will. I don't want your permissive will, because permissive will, he'll allow stuff to happen, but it's not his perfect and divine will for you. And you don't want something just to be allowed to happen. You want it to be the perfect person for you. You don't want to waste years of your life just looking crazy out here. Okay, you don't want to do that. So if you ask Yahweh from the go, if you're supposed to be with a person and you say, I love you more than I love this person, if the person is not for me, move them away from me, because I don't desire to be walking in error, with this person. Yahweh will move the person out the way. Like, he'll have the person, you could pray that their heart turn from you if that's not the case, but in a way that's not going to be of any harm to you. I would say put that in the prayer, because you don't want nobody's heart to turn and they start acting wild. But you got to be mindful of what you're saying while you're praying, like in a way that it's not harmful to you. Like, if they're not supposed to be around, then just move them away. Because honestly, a lot of times when doors is closed on relationships after people done cheated and stuff like that, God is trying to remove that person away from you. And sometimes it's hard when, you know, rejection happens, and because, you know, that's what happens during you know, cheating and all that. Women start questioning themselves and all of that. But, you know, it's just, it wasn't meant for you, because Yahweh, the Most High God, would want you to be in a relationship where somebody values you and respects you and is going to want to be there. You're not going to be an option. You're going to be, you know, the one for the person. You feel what I'm saying? And the person is not going to be putting you in harm's way and, you know, risking your health and your mental for just stupidity. So also, like, if the person is like immature in their ways, like they're just very immature, you're going to know that you possibly going to be dealing with somebody that is going to want to play games. Because typically people that's immature, what they say, tricks is for kids. So typically if they doing, like, I would say childish type of stuff, and, you know, they had these tantrums and stuff like that, like, but they grown in doing that, or they're not good with their finances, they just may do a lot of stuff that's just childish type of stuff. That's somebody that's more than likely gonna be playing games. So you just have to keep that in mind. I hope I covered everything. Lord, it's just so many reasons that I was able to think of. If I missed anything, like I said, let me know in the comment section. See y'all soon on the next video. Hope y'all enjoyed, and yeah, be blessed. Come shop with me now at my Teespring store, KingBritneyChanel Couture. I provide custom apparel and so much more for an affordable price. We have items like leggings, t-shirts, and hoodies. So thank you for shopping, and I hope that you enjoy. Hey honeys, thank you for watching my video, and if you haven't, definitely make sure you check out my Teespring, KingBritneyChanel Couture, where you can find my latest merch. I upload a lot of new designs frequently, so definitely make sure you check it out. We have mugs, we have wall tapestries, canvas art, pillows, fleece blankets, apparel, and so much more. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll see y'all on my next video.